What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. So, in our weekly release routine now, Apple has just dropped iOS 17 Beta 7. If you can believe it, we are 7 betas deep and nearing the end of the line here. So, jumping into this, let's just talk about how many betas we're still expecting to get before the RC and when those dates should be. So today is obviously the 22nd of August. We know iOS 17 will be fully released next month in September, always alongside of the announcement of the new iPhone series, in this case iPhone 15. So we know that is rumored to be on the 12th or 13th of September, so the final version will be released, or the RC candidate would be released at that time. Having said that, we know that we have this week's release, next week, and one final week before the week of the RC. We should be getting 2 more betas, this one today, Beta 8, and then they usually take a week off before the RC build to finalize every bug that they might have been privy to during those last couple of weeks, and we should finally get the actual full release for the RC on the 12th or 13th, depending on when Apple has their announcement for the new iPhone series, and that'll be ready at that time. So, having said that, we'll get iOS Beta 7 today. Next week we'll get Beta 8, and that should be it. So we're looking at 8 betas for iOS 17. Having said that, iOS 17 Beta 6 was a huge improvement over what it was prior. I've talked to no end about how bad the overheating has been on this beta, how bad the battery life has been on this beta, and just the inconsistency issues in general. So hopefully Beta 7 will keep improving on all the things that iOS 17 Beta 6 fixed. Let's take a look at the build numbers, see the heating, and go from there. Let's go. Okay, jumping right into it, we can tell you right off the bat, this has stayed significantly cooler during install and actually once it completed than all of the other betas have in the past, which is definitely a good sign. You can actually see it's already cooling down from this. Moving on beyond that, let's go ahead and jump into it and check out the build number. Last build was a C build, which means we were getting pretty close to the beginning of the alphabet. And let's go into About, iOS version, and okay, that's somewhat a surprise. This is an A build, so the latest build here is 21A 5319A. This is actually pretty significant because we were just saying at the beginning of this video we thought there might be 2 more betas, this one and one other one, before we actually get the RC or the release candidate version. This is kind of signifying this could be the final beta before the RC. Usually Apple always works from the backwards, the end of the alphabet, to the beginning, and to see an A build signifies that this is what Apple believes to be one of the final beta builds. What's interesting about this is they had a ton of fixes in the last week's release here, but we didn't expect it to be ready and having all the other issues fixed in this build. We thought it would take at least 2 more builds. So this will be very interesting to watch. It could mean a couple things. We could actually get the iPhone announcement September 5th or that week, rather than the week of the 12th, which is what we are hearing all the rumors about. So either that, or they're going to use an extra week to just kind of work internally to finish the betas before the RC goes live, but that is still significant nonetheless. Let's check the iPhone storage here and see what system resources are being used on this. And you can see they are still pretty high here. iOS 17 is using 11 gigs, which has been pretty consistent, but the system data is still over 15 gigs, which is somewhat surprising. So far, just scrolling through and quickly going around, everything is pretty fluid here so far. Definitely a good sign. The widgets are all loading pretty quickly. Let's see if we click on weather. Looks to be working pretty well. A little laggy in some pieces, but nothing bad by any means. Jump in Venmo. So everything is working as you would anticipate pretty smoothly. And I can tell you just by, we'll say, quote-unquote, stress testing this a little bit and jumping in and out of a couple of options here, this phone is not getting warm at all. That is a huge improvement. Again, for those of you that follow the channel and know about our prior videos, heat management has been terrible on the iPhone 14 series, especially ours, and the battery health from it has really kind of been impacted because of that. Let's jump into the feedback app and see if this has been updated. Apple has not been updating these as quick as they traditionally have, so it might not even be updated yet. You can see it actually kicked us out. Let's sign in here really quick. It looks like it is down currently. So they could be in the process of updating this, but we will look and see what it says. I'm sure there's going to be a number of fixes. If Apple feels confident enough to give this an A build, this should have a lot of fixes to it. But I don't want to ramble on this video. Any substantial other changes, we will make a second video and let you guys know about. But for now, go get the download. Beta 6 was on point. Beta 7 should be no worse for wear, hopefully. And this, with that A build, should signify again that we are in the home stretch, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.